Lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. We make your RV experience fun and easy by providing you with a quality recreational vehicle, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. Our large inventory of fifth-wheelers, travel trailers, toy haulers, and live-in horse trailers allows us to save our customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
The new Mr. Liquor 2 in Rapid City is the only place in western South Dakota where you can order an ice-cold brew in the adjoining Campfire Bar and enjoy it while you shop. This month's wine specials include $2.50 off all Decoy Limited wines. Your choice, $22.49. Black Box 3-liter wines now only $17.49. Or save $2 off every bottle of butternut wines, specially priced at just $9.99. The new Mr. Liquor 2, off Catron next to Walmart, or the original Mr. Liquor on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Here's what you need to know.
San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan says it's a long shot that quarterback Brock Purdy will face the Saints on Sunday in Week 2. Purdy is dealing with toe and shoulder injuries suffered in their win against the Seahawks. He's not practicing today. Mac Jones would get the start. In fact, Shanahan said that Purdy's injuries could force him to miss multiple games. Falcons wide receiver Drake London limited in practice with his shoulder injury, but he's expected to play against the Vikings. That was the message from head coach Raheem Morris. Packers gave wide receiver Christian Watson a one-year extension that goes through 2026. Free agent safety Jabril Peppers is signing with the Steelers. Rangers sweep the Brewers, beating Milwaukee 6-3. Texas a game back of the Mariners for the final wild card in the AL. The A's are on top of the Red Sox 4-3 in the ninth. The Diamondbacks lead the Giants 5-0 in the eighth. Twins and Angels tied up at 3. Veteran first baseman Anthony Rizzo retiring as a Cub. I'm Dan Byer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Glad you're here. Wednesday edition of the program. We are packed tonight. It is South Dakota Sports Talk Show back and ready. It is always a great day in South Dakota. We always remember to say that. The Nate Brown Show is back on Fox Sports Radio. And again, thanks for making this show possible on Fox Sports Radio affiliates throughout the state. And, of course, we're streaming on X right now. Find us at Nate Brown Show. Stream us there on X, at Nate Brown Show. And find us on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. Before I get into the guest lineup, before I get into the South Dakota sports content, the thought-provoking sports talk, and all of that stuff you expect, I got to tell you, rough days like today. I've entered this show numerous times, entered this show in the afternoon drive, talking to you, and I appreciate you spending your afternoon drive with me. I've always said numerous times, we enter shows like this where on rough days, I mean, we got violence happening all over the place. If you just missed this today, the conservative activist Charlie Kirk killed today in Utah at a speaking engagement. A high school shooting in Denver, just outside of Denver. I mean, just unbelievable violence. And I've always entered shows like today and I say, you expect sports content, you expect sports from me, sports guests from me, and I never veer off on that topic because there is places you can get the commentary, the politics, the reactions. You don't look for that from us. And so I'm telling you, can we all agree there's too much violence, too much hatred, tough stuff, really bad stuff, so much violence. And I always enter shows like today going, man, stuff like this where the country just gets ripped apart and the violence never ends. Tough to talk sports when all of these things have happened over the years. So we're going to try and do our best. And again, I've always stuck with that. I've always said no politics, just sports. I've always said sports is an escape, whatever you're dealing with. So we're going to go South Dakota Sports Talk and get into this thing today. The Nate Brown Show is on. Remember, you can be a part of the program, 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Barron's Wilson text line also ready, 605-720-1067. That is the Barron's Wilson text line for your listener text right there. Let's look at the guest lineup tonight. Well, there's a big event coming up in Sioux Falls this weekend. You've got the Sanford International. This has been a major thing. I think it's grown. This is a go-to event. We've got the tournament director on tonight. Sanford International, Charles Schwab Cup. They get what do they got? 9 of the top 10 golfers in the hunt right now for the Charles Schwab Cup. So Sanford International Minnehaha Country Club this weekend. And Davis Trosin is the tournament director. He'll join us live with a preview. By the way, did you see Chris Carter's coming into town for the Saturday Legends 2-on-2 match? So Chris Carter, Vikings legend, coming in this weekend. So Davis Trosin coming up, Sanford International Tournament Director. We will talk to Craig Mattick tonight. East River meets West River on the Nate Brown Show with Craig Mattick, SDPB Sports live from Sioux Falls. And Lee Sterling is in today. We normally get Lee tomorrow. We're off tomorrow. So we're going to go Wednesday with Lee Sterling, handicapper. His picks for the weekend, college football, NFL. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. He is on tap. By the way, since we're off tomorrow, Rob Keighron's coming in for the guest host segment next hour. So hang on. We got a Wednesday with Rob Keighron straight ahead and a lot to get to. All right. Let's get into some sports on a much lighter topic and something that I look at when it comes to sports news today. Sports news today, this jumped out to me, and I've hit on this topic before. I don't know the answer to it. I'm not sure. I think I'm getting close. And here's where I'm at on this. So you understand that I bet on sports. You may bet on sports. You may think you have a good time with it. I hope you do it in moderation. I hope you do it for entertainment. All of that stuff that you're supposed to do for fun. Try to make a little money off your Vikings or my Broncos, whatever it may be. So I bet on sports. I've been an advocate of that. And if you've listened to this program over the years, I've said Deadwood launching sports betting was smart. South Dakota needed sports betting from that standpoint. All the other states are going down that road when it comes to tax revenue and the whole thing. I've advocated for Deadwood regulating it and it going statewide because I know people listening East River say, well, I can't really bet on sports easily when I'm living in Sioux Falls or wherever it is. I can hop over the line and get into Iowa and go that route. But what about South Dakota sports betting? I can't just get on the mobile access to it. So South Dakota still regulates this pretty tight. That's our South Dakota version. But here's where this is going wrong in the world of sports. The sports betting side of this, here's where it's going wrong. There is a story out today that 3 college basketball players manipulated a game that they were involved in. As a matter of fact, a Fresno State men's basketball player manipulated his performance for gambling purposes and conspired with 2 other players to place bets on his stats. This is just coming out today from an NCAA investigation. Fresno State forward, a San Jose State guard, and a Fresno State guard. They all were in on this together, and without getting into all of the details, basically one of the players had underperformed in a game on January 7th this year, January 7th, 2025. A player underperformed his stats. And so what that means is, if you're following this, I'm a college basketball player. I can bet on myself to perform lower in points, lower in three-pointers, lower in rebounds, lower in assists. That's always where these things get messy. That's always where these things go off. What I mean by that, you don't just bet on the games anymore. As I said, South Dakota has a pretty tight regulation on sports betting. You can't bet on South Dakota universities, for example. No, you can't bet on SDSU, USD. You can't do that at BetMGM Sportsbook in Deadwood. You can bet on the games. There is some live betting in other aspects for other college programs and NFL, and we all know the deal. But in a lot of cases around this country, if you haven't followed it this closely, you can get on these apps, DraftKings, and whatever you've got, whatever's legal in these states, and it's legal in a ton of states now, like 40, might be more than that. You can bet prop bets. Now, I'm not a prop bet guy. I've never been a prop bet guy. Doesn't make me good or bad. I've never been a guy that looks at a Fresno State basketball game and says, I'm going to bet the under on this player, rebounds, points. But I'm telling you, this prop betting is popular. I know you guys listening have done it. I know that people have these apps, and I'm telling you, I know guys that place prop bets numerous times throughout every day. I'm serious about. I know guys that place prop bets. This player, home run, rebounds. I mean, they just run the gamut, and they place prop bets all day, every day on all of these players. That's where this college stuff is going wrong. What do I mean by that? Can you stop college athletes from betting on sports if you stop the prop bet situation? Because it rarely ends up in a scandal. Rarely. We've seen it before back in the day with Alabama baseball story. You remember that one? The big bet that came in. Who's going to do what in that game? Are we going to lose? Are we going to win? But rarely do you end up with sports betting scandals that doesn't involve the prop bets of players. NBA players have been investigated. They're doing the prop bets. They manipulate their own performance, and now this is one of the first ones outright from the NCAA today. Fresno State basketball player bet his own performance on an underperformance. I'm going to go, his bets were flagged, by the way. They were flagged. During the game, this player altered his performance, the NCAA says, with under points scored, under rebounds, under three-pointers, and no assists. He ensured the underlying bets won. That's, again, where the prop bets, we just get so deep into the weeds on this. We've gone from making sports betting legal, accessible, regulated, where we can monitor this stuff so it's not under the table. We've gone from that situation, which I think is the right way to do it, to you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, any player, any stat. And it's just off the charts. Will it help if you take the prop bets out of the college landscape? Maybe take the prop bets, and I know some of you would hate this. I don't know, maybe take the prop bets out of sports betting. Easy for me to say because I don't bet on props. So I'm not one to just hit you over the head and say, well, since I don't do it, maybe we should just take the whole thing out. I always say this. It should be entertainment purposes. It should be an opportunity for you to have fun. That's how people see it. Whatever you gamble. Some of you like playing blackjack. Some of you like playing roulette. Whatever you do, sports betting is one aspect of that. But we've now gone inside the game so far that college athletes can see it. And they'll say, hey, it's a January 7th no-name game. Nobody's going to care if I score less than 4 points. And that's what happened. Fresno State basketball, 3 players, one and a former roommate, and then another player. They all conspired. They all allegedly put bets in there. One player from Fresno State bet on himself, bet on their own games. And that's where I wonder, can you stop this behavior, or is this too far down the road? The apps, Underdog, DraftKings, FanDuel, it's just, there's so many companies, so many lines to bet, and the college athletes think, I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to sneak one on January 7th. Nobody's going to know. I'm going to get somebody else to do it, whatever it is. And this one got hit today, released from the NCAA. 3 basketball players in big trouble. What happens to them? They're permanently banned. Permanently banned. Permanently ineligible now of playing college sports. That's my second side of this. So let's go to the question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. 3 college basketball players got caught betting on their own game. Can you stop college athletes from betting on games? That's my question of the day. The NCAA has a blanket rule. They say college athletes cannot bet on anything. That's the NCAA's blanket rule. You can't bet on not only your sport, you can't bet on anything. And I've been on this show before, and I've said, I think that's too far. Some of you have argued on the text line. You just can't even open this up. And I've said, could you at least allow college athletes, a golfer, to bet on the college football playoff? Can you not allow a golfer to bet on the playoff? Can a golfer not bet on the NFL? So I think that's too far. I just think that's going too far. And then the NCAA just says no betting at all. I don't know if there's an answer that says, well, if you let them do that, maybe they wouldn't be prone to doing the prop bets. Well, of course they will be. So I'm going to maintain tonight, the prop bet situation has gone really aggressive. The prop bets, this is where the NBA guys got in trouble, and now the college athletes are in trouble today. So easy to manipulate one player. One player thinks, if I don't score this many points, we can still win, right? So they keep telling themselves, maybe I can make a little money. My team might not lose. I'm not going to be a problem, right? You know how this goes. They just tell themselves, and then it's open, it's easy, it's accessible, right there, prop bets. I think the prop bets have really damaged the integrity. That's all of these stories you hear. Yeah, I mean, you hear these stories from the NBA to the NFL to now college sports. It's always the prop bets. Would pulling prop bets stop this? That's my question of the day tonight. 605-720-1067 on the text line. The Nate Brown Show on tonight. Thanks for being here on Fox Sports Radio. Let's go to the poll question on this. Let's get the results. 3 college basketball players got caught betting on their own games now. Can you stop athletes from betting on games? My question of the day. Let's go to the poll. 58% of you say you cannot stop it now. 58% of you have given up. On my poll, at least, you cannot stop it. You just have to monitor it. So I will say this. People say, hey, sports betting's out of control. It's just unbelievable. Now everybody's just compromising the games. I'm not saying that. I am saying the regulation model of sports betting is better now than what we had when it was under the table. I've had numerous people come on this show and say, people have been betting on sports for a long time. I had this bookie, and this guy had this bookie, and this big college program. And I mean, people have said that here on this show. So it's not like everybody's now started sports betting because it's legal. But I'm not naive to say it is really easy now. The prop bets are off the charts, everything under the sun. And I do think that's opened us up to stories like today out of Fresno State. 58% of you say you can't stop it now with the college athletes betting on sports. 42% of you say pull the prop bets. That would stop it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't mind pulling the prop bets, and I do think it helps the college athletes not compromise their situation. It's too easy. It's too convincing to try and tell yourself this isn't a big deal. So what if I don't have any assists in a January 7th game like this guy from Fresno State? So what? We're going to be fine. No assists. And allegedly almost won $16,000. That's when it got flagged by the Nevada sportsbook operator. That's when these guys got in trouble. Listener text, I still believe no one should be able to bet on sports in college sports. I still believe no one should be able to bet on sports in college sports. Listener text, so he's saying he still believes college athletes should not be able to bet on any sports. And I'm not that far. I'm not that far. Listener text, why is betting a guaranteed human right? If you can't stop betting and live out your scholarship, you have a real problem. Just stop it. Kick them out if they're caught. Well, these guys are done today. So stories out today, biggest one in sports, Fresno State men's basketball player manipulated his own performance. This is one of the first times I've seen this get this far in college. You've heard about some stories here and there, and college kids maybe betting on sports and could be in trouble, but an actual player that gets flagged, conspiring with a couple of other players, and now they're permanently banned by the NCAA. No more college sports for them. 42% of you say pull the prop bets would stop this type of behavior. I tend to think, I don't know if it would stop it, but I think pulling the prop bets would help it. I think it would help it. And that wouldn't end sports gambling as a whole. I know people say, hey, that's what I do, prop bets on. To me, leave the college athletes off the prop bets categories. Maybe start there. Coming right back with the Sanford International Tournament Director. Big event in Sioux Falls. Huge one. Davis Trosin joining me live next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside. You don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
To you that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Welcome back in. Glad you're here today. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. You expect South Dakota sports talk from us. We've got you covered across the state. Your sports, your show. Let's get into it. Big event every year. This has been outstanding. And I feel like people that keep talking about this, they put it on their calendar every year. It's a big deal that Sioux Falls ever got this, and now it's just rocking. Sanford International is on this week. The tournament director for the Sanford International Minnehaha Country Club, Davis Trosin, joins us live on the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Davis, good to have you on for the first time. How are you?
Nate, thanks for having me, man. I'm really looking forward to talking to you and pumping up what a great week we have going on here and what's to come for the next couple of days out at the Sanford International.
Okay, so I want to go kind of back to the start. I've done this show for a while. Now we're statewide, and I talked about this when this got going, and I said, this is just massive. Can you take us through what you've experienced the last few years from really when this got going to where it is now?
You know, when it first got going, Nate, I mean, I think that the PGA Tour Champions professionals were just absolutely amazed by the number of people that came out those first couple of years. We had Jack Nicklaus out here, and it was incredible. But really, the year that put the event on the map was the COVID year. So in 2020, this event was the first event in the world, sporting event, without any restrictions whatsoever. You know, some people had half capacity, 40% capacity. But at the time, you know, working with Governor Noem, working with the folks at Sanford Health, we were the first event in the world that didn't have restrictions. The hospitality stands were packed, and the players loved it. And that was a critical year for us because that was the third year of the event. You know, we're still trying to find our footing as an event itself, and then they never forgot that, hey, you guys, we were playing in front of fans that year. We were playing in front of 10,000, 15,000 fans a day, and that was huge for them because these guys are entertainers, right? They want to come out there, they want to show off, they have their skills, you know, and when they can play in front of fans, feel the adrenaline again, they love that. So for us to be able to do that in year three, and ever since then it's really taken off. You know, we're so grateful to have the business community, not only in Sioux Falls, but in South Dakota, supporting us. We have 170 corporate sponsors this year, and people really use our events platform to entertain their clients. They bring people from Sioux Falls, from the rest of South Dakota, but also around the country and around the world, for them to be able to introduce their clients, their customers, to our event and have their first experience in Sioux Falls be our tournament. We're very proud of that. They go home and they share what a great time they had in South Dakota with their friends, and that impact is really immeasurable. So we're really grateful that we're here, and the event just keeps taking off like a rocket ship.
Okay, so I've been to this tour before. I went when it was in Blaine out there, the 3M, and so I've seen this. I've been to it a couple of years, this tour with some of the great legends of golf. I don't know if people haven't been to this, but if they haven't been to this type of tour, you've got some of the top players that we've watched on the PGA Tour, and these guys are still playing. What do you want those people to know, saying, hey, is this like a real big-time golf tournament?
Absolutely. I mean, it's intimate, right? So it's nice because while we still have 10 to 15,000 fans a day, it's a little bit lighter than on the PGA Tour, but you can also get closer to these guys. You can hear the player-caddy conversations, and they're more relaxed out here. You know, a lot of these guys have made a lot of good money in their career, but they're still very competitive. The Champions Tour is the best retirement package in all sports. You get to play for a good amount of money, and then you get to go out and still feel those competitive juices. And they are really relaxed out there. They chat with the fans. They have a lot of fun. And you're talking about World Golf Hall of Famers, Ernie Els, Bernhard Langer. You got guys that are Ryder Cup captains. So Thomas Bjorn, who just won last week, was a European Tour Ryder Cup captain a couple of years ago, and he's playing in the field. So you have guys that have stories, and they love reminiscing. They love telling the stories from back in the day, the golden years, playing with Arnie and Jack, and then going through and playing against Tiger. And so to be able to have that level of pedigree of players walking the fairways of Minnehaha Country Club is something that's super cool. You can come out, talk to them, they'll talk to you, get an autograph.
Yes.
But also just kind of reminisce about when golf was a little bit more pure,
I think you hit it right on the head. That was my experience at the Champions Tour the couple of years I went. It was really awesome. It's like people are, you get to go right up. You get to experience it up close and personal. It's really, really good. Davis Trosin's on tonight talking Sanford International, the Champions Tour stop in Sioux Falls, Minnehaha Country Club. So you mentioned some of the guys. I think I have this right. What do you got? 9 out of the top 10 Charles Schwab Cup guys playing?
Yeah, we have 9 of the top 10, 31 of the top 36. All of our former champions besides Steve Stricker, unfortunately. But we got Miguel Angel Jimenez, who won our event in 2019. He is, or 2020, excuse me. He's number 1 right now in the Charles Schwab Cup standings. He's won like 4 times this year. He's playing some great golf. We have a rookie for our event, Stuart Sink, who's obviously the Open champion, won a couple of times on tour. He's second right now in the Schwab Cup standings. So you got some really great players that are coming out here and showing off, and it's a ton of fun. I mentioned Ernie Els. He was my childhood favorite, right? I'm a little bit of a taller guy, so my dad always said swing like Ernie. So to be able to see him up close and personal with that silky smooth swing is pretty dang cool.
Yeah, it is awesome. I love it. Sanford International, big event in Sioux Falls coming up. By the way, you got something going on. Chris Carter's coming in there Saturday. Rondé Barber's coming in. What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. So beyond the spectacular player field we have, we wanted to bring something a little bit different to the fans this year. So it's called the EMC Greats of the Game. So we're bringing in Rondé Barber, who one of the best quarterbacks of all time, Super Bowl champion, and Chris Carter, obviously Minnesota Vikings legend, also Pro Football Hall of Famer. And then we're teaming them up with some golf legends. So we have Andy North, who's a 2-time U.S. Open champion, has been our tournament host since day one, and then Sir Nick Faldo, so 6-time major winner, number 1 player in the world for 97 weeks or something crazy like that. And so it's going to be Sir Nick and Chris Carter versus Rondé and Andy North. And they're going to do a little 2-on-2 9-hole scramble exhibition on Saturday following the last tee time. So they're going to go out around 3 o'clock, do a little 2-on-2 match. You have them sign some footballs, throw them out to the crowd a little bit, and then they're actually going to do an autograph signing for the general public following their exhibition for about 45 minutes on the driving range. We're going to have live music up there, a Chislic tasting by the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. So a really fun event this Saturday, September 13th, if some folks are looking for something to fill their day.
Okay, I love that. That's a brand new ad to this Sanford International this week. Minnehaha Country Club, Davis Trosin joining us tonight on the Nate Brown Show. Sanford International getting going. Cece's coming to town. Chris Carter. By the way, Davis, tell Chris Carter, I've debated on this show, I've stuck up for him. I take him over Jamar Chase right now, today's wide receiver, and him. So I'm taking Chris Carter. Let's just slip that one in. He gets a lot of respect from South Dakota sports fans. By the way, John Daly, he's a fan favorite. We going to have people following John?
People will follow John if he's in second place or 78th place. He's so entertaining. I've always said you kind of liken it to a car crash you're waiting to see happen, or something that is going to be spectacular, right? And John is such a good human being. He was a movie star right after his Happy Gilmore 2 little feature that he had there. So we're so excited for John. He loves Sioux Falls. He loves South Dakota. We do a little skins game tonight that he's in with 5 of the other top players, and so he gets to come and make a little cash before the actual event takes place. And so we're excited to have John, and he always has a big crowd following him. So another good chance if you want to come out and get a picture with John Daly, you have a good chance of doing that this weekend.
Last one for Davis Trosin. What does some of the golfers say about this stop in Sioux Falls? You guys, I think, have done a top-tier job. I love when South Dakota sports events are widely respected. What's some of the comments from some of these golfers?
They love being here. You know, they feel that Midwestern, that South Dakota hospitality. You know, they love going out to our restaurants, seeing people in public. You know, we treat our fans and our people treat them with respect, right? Like they're not with an eyeglass on. I mean, it's just such a great thing for them to be able to come to Sioux Falls. And really, our crowds. I mean, we have a top 5 attendance across the entire PGA Tour Champions. And so when they hear those crowds, they feel that juice once again. They can't get enough of it. And so that's why we still have a consistently one of the best fields in the country throughout all 27 events. And they know that we're going to take care of them when they come in, and we're proud to do that.
A real deal Champions Tour spot. If you're a golf fan from Western South Dakota, put it on your list. The Sanford International, one of the best stops on the tour. Davis Trosin does a great job. Tournament director tonight as the Sanford International gets underway this week. Minnehaha Country Club. Davis, thanks for hopping in. Well done, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the promotion, and we'll see you out here soon, all right?
All right, thanks a lot. Davis Trosin on tonight. He's the tournament director for the big Sanford International. Wanted to get him on. That's a premier sports event. That's a premier sports event. Sometimes we go through it, we say, hey, what's the biggest sports event? You know, Summit League's up there every year, Summit League tournaments, a staple. The Dome, where we all love high school football. But this one here in September, it's the Sanford International Champions Tour with some of the top golfers of all time. Some of the top golfers of all time playing. I've been to the Champions Tour when it was over there in Minneapolis. Went there 1 year not knowing what to expect. Really cool. Like some of the all-time great golfers, the access is unreal. It's a little more laid back. They're having a good time. They're trying to compete, but they're having a good time. And so then I went back the next summer. I mean, it's just really, really good. So Sanford International does it up right. Getting going, Minnehaha Country Club. And then Chris Carter coming in, playing on Saturday for that special event, Saturday afternoon. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show, we will talk some sports betting, but let's go to the question of the day. Lee Sterling's going to join us. We do this every week. He gives us his best games, gives us the breakdown, because we know we have sports bettors that listen to this program. So there's a story out today on the sports betting side that 3 college basketball players got caught betting on their own performance in their own games. Can you stop college athletes from betting on their own games? That's my question of the day. It's a tough one. Can't stop it, or you got to pull the prop bets that would stop it. The prop bets is where every athlete seems like they've gotten in trouble, trying to manipulate the performance, and they get caught in a scandal. They think it doesn't impact the game per se, and you tell yourself over and over, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine. And these guys are getting caught, like the Fresno State, San Jose State players today. What do you say? Question of the day. Listener text coming in, 605-720-1067 on the Nate Brown Show. Listener text here. Nate, no prop bets. A real bookie doesn't do prop bets. I missed the 1900s. Well, we're a little ways past the 1900s, but I was born in the 1900s. Don't tell anybody. Coming back, Lee Sterling, a guy that actually gives us his record. He doesn't, hide anything. He tells you, here's what I think. Here's how well I'm doing. He's a handicapper talking college football and NFL. His picks, no props. His picks. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
It's time to hit the court at the Waikiki Fall Hoop Fest, November 7th through the 9th at the Box Elder Event Center. 3 days of non-stop basketball action as teams battle it out for bragging rights and glory. Divisions for boys and girls, grades 5th through 10th. Bring your game, bring your team, and bring the energy. And when the game's over, celebrate with special Courtyard by Marriott room rates that include Waikiki Water Park passes for even more fun. Don't sit on the sidelines. Register your team today at thebox.live.
Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer from Denny Menholt Toyota. Use your phone. It's fast and easy. Pull up our website, click on Value Trade-In, scan your VIN, and tell us about your car. You are on your way to a no-hassle, no-commitment cash offer on your vehicle in under 5 minutes. Bring your vehicle and your Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer to Denny Menholt Toyota and get cash or trade-in credit today. See you soon at Denny Menholt Toyota, Rapid City.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Are you thinking about starting or expanding a business? At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our dedicated business lending team focuses on understanding our members' unique needs and truly wants to help them succeed. From the loans to get your business off the ground to the accounts to keep it running, we offer unique products with your business's best interest in mind. Learn more at bhfcu.com or text or call 605-718-1818. BHFCU is a member-owned, not-for-profit.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker, Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
All right, welcome back in. Thanks for being here tonight. You expect South Dakota sports content, we've got you covered tonight. Craig Mattick's coming up, SDPB Sports, live from Sioux Falls on the Nate Brown Show. Craig Mattick's in. Hang on. Thought-provoking sports talk with the great national guests across the board. We get them every week. We usually do it Thursday. We're going to be off tomorrow, so he's in today. Thanks for the adjustment to make some picks, college and NFL. Your number one place should be ParamountSports.com with Lee Sterling on the Nate Brown Show. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. We hit our big 40-unit max wager with Baylor. It wasn't easy. They had to go through a lot of adversity, turnovers, long bombs from SMU, 275-yarders, including the first play from scrimmage, and a bunch of penalties. But they got the job done, and now we're 72-28 lifetime on our 40 to 50-unit max wager. So we have another one, believe it or not, even bigger. Looks like a 45 to 50-unit max wager. Might only be like the second or third time we've had them in back-to-back weeks. So if anyone wants to hop on board, we have what's called September to Remember. 3 weeks through the end of September. Use coupon code SAVE100, just $297 for 3 weeks of action. You want to jump on now. This is the biggest game we might have the entire year. And also UFC rolling one another card last week, hit another 150 underdog as a 35-unit max wager, and we've had now 6 straight cards that we've won with at least an underdog of plus 150 to plus 500. So that card's going to go up to 5 selections, $35. So check it all out. Don't wait. We're hot.
All right, ParamountSports.com. That's where you want to go. Let's do it this week, Lee.
Yep.
Let's go college football. Keighron DeBoer's a South Dakota guy. Alabama finally gets some points on the board in a shutout, so we expected the big win. Now they've got Wisconsin, and the number's 20.5 for the Tide. What do you say about this matchup?
Well, the question is all's well after they beat Louisiana Monroe High School 73 to nothing. They did it without their star receiver, obviously Williams, but looks like he'll probably be able to be a go here. Bama's rush defense has been their weakness here, but this isn't a classic Wisconsin running attack we've seen over the last couple of years, and neither quarterback, Danny O'Neal, he comes over and he was at San Diego State, and neither guy that they've got has really looked very good, and I just don't think they're going to be able to do enough damage against this Alabama defense. I think Alabama's their speed and just skill players are the difference here. I like Bama. They pull away 38-10.
38-10, covering the 20.5. Alabama trying to prove a point. Lee Sterling's taking Alabama out of the gate. Let's go Notre Dame, Michigan. Notre Dame 7-point favorite. Where do we see Notre Dame here trying to bounce back after that opener?
Well, what's interesting, I was at that game, and I was impressed with Notre Dame. I just thought Miami played well. They were playing on the road. Their quarterback had never taken a snap, C.J. Carr. I thought he looked good. Their run defense went up against a really good running attack of Miami. Miami has a top 5 offensive line, probably trio of running backs that are top 5, top 10 that they kept interchanging and coming at Notre Dame, and they held up okay. I mean, they gave up just 3.5 yards per carry, so they've got a bye to prepare for this game. They're going to have to face a dual-threat quarterback, obviously, in Marcel Reed, but the running attack for Texas A&M has not been real good, and Reed did not face them last year, so he doesn't have that experience. Got to go on the road. His 2 running backs, Le'Veon Moss and Reuben Owens, they've combined for just 164 rushing yards versus pretty inferior opponents here. Maybe A&M's holding back, and C.J. Carr, has an off game. But I just think with that bye week to prepare and get set, I think Reed is going to have a tough time here for A&M versus top defenses last year like Texas and South Carolina. He just wasn't very good. Notre Dame, 31-17.
Okay, I had that wrong. Texas A&M, Michigan, I had wrong. No, we don't want that. Texas A&M at Notre Dame Saturday night. Right. And you're going Notre Dame, the Irish, coming off the bye week. Let's go Big Ten matchup. What do you think about Minnesota, a 1.5-point favorite this week?
This is an interesting game here because Minnesota's got to go cross-country, and I can't really pronounce this kid's name for California. Jaron Kiwi something. Sagapaludi, I'm not sure. I thought he was really impressive. I think he throws well enough from the pocket, really good on the run here. True freshman quarterback, seems to have a mastery of the offense. When I saw that Oregon State game, he had 3 touchdowns in that game. And Govers usually have pretty good pass defense here. Did score 66 against Northwestern State, but traveling cross-country, playing a late game, it's going to start 9:30 their time, Central Time, may not be easy. And, Cal had Miami last year until the end, so I not a game that I love, but, we got to talk about the big ones here. I like Cal. I think they come out on top, something like 27-26, but it should be a good one.
Okay, so you think that's tight, and the number says it's tight. Minnesota's favored on the road at Cal late Saturday night. Lee Sterling going with Cal on the money line, but tight. Okay, NFL, Lee Sterling in, ParamountSports.com. Week 1's in the books. Let's go week 2, some big ones. Eagles, Chiefs. That's another near pick'em. I guess the Eagles favored by 1 today.
And I'm looking to find a way to back Kansas City. Here's the problem. They were just dominated in that Super Bowl. I mean, the line of scrimmage was won by Philadelphia. Now, Landon Dickerson, not 100%. He's listed as questionable for the game. He's probably their best offensive lineman. He's been battling injuries over the last month here. But Xavier Worthy suffered a dislocated shoulder after colliding with Travis Kelce. So they're down their top 2 receivers here, and you got to take advantage of this Philadelphia secondary. And Dallas did it for a while and probably would have been better if CeeDee Lamb just didn't have an off game. I think he dropped 4 or 5 passes in that game. So I expect to see Patrick Mahomes motivated. I just don't think they have the running attack and the receivers to do enough damage here. So Philadelphia, I hate to say it, but it's going to take something to take them down yet. But they are not quite the same team as last year. Usually you look to the revenge, but I think Philadelphia is just too much here. I think they win a low-scoring game, 24-20.
Okay, Chiefs going to keep it tight. That's a good one. Rematch of the Super Bowl. Then into my Denver Broncos. Now, Lee, they struggled against the Titans. We know that. I mean, that was a struggle. They could have covered that easy. They're favored by 2.5. They got to go to Indianapolis, and I don't know if the Colts are going to be as good as they were in Week 1, but they look good.
They did. But maybe the main reason was they were playing the Dolphins. They had a great game plan, give them credit. They came to play, played at a high level. I liked the game plan. I liked the execution. But here's what's interesting. Teams that go west to east over the last 7 years, you ready for this? Cash at a 77.2% clip here against the spread, which is interesting. So not as tough to go west to east as east to west in college football and the NFL. I mean, Bo Nix didn't look comfortable at all. I mean, against that Titans defense. So I think he's going to be fine this year. But the Broncos defense, they picked up exactly where they left off last year. They held the Titans to 133 total yards, 2.4 yards per play, just 7 first downs here, and all the Tennessee points came, via field goals here. So Denver outgained the Titans by 2.1 yards per play. It was a turnover. Not many times are you going to see a team commit 4 turnovers and somehow win the game, and wherever you got the line probably pushed on the line also. So I think that all those signs are really good here for Denver here. I don't think Indianapolis is as good as they showed the opening week. Daniel Jones, that was his best first half ever in his entire career. So threw for over 200 yards against Miami. Not happening against this defense here. Denver, 27-20.
Okay, going with my Broncos to cover. Lee Sterling, not impressed with your Dolphins, I guess, out of Miami last week. Game of the week, Lee Sterling at ParamountSports.com. Vikings fans across South Dakota, they bounce back Monday night. J.J. McCarthy gets the win. Now it's home against the Falcons. It's your game of the week. The Vikings favored by 3.
Should be a fun game. I mean, 2 teams that have a lot of weapons on both sides. So you want to get this game for free? Be one of the first, how about this, 10 callers. First 10 callers, I'll give it to them on me. Just call that number, 800-400-9741. Again, the number, 800-400-9741 to get that game on me. And like I said, we're ready for a big, big weekend. Our biggest play of the year. Might be the biggest play of the entire year. 40 to 50 unit max wager. We're 72 and 28 lifetime. You want to hop on board 3 weeks into September, $297 with coupon code SAVE100. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee Sterling adjusted, coming on the Nate Brown Show across the state on a Wednesday. Same picks, ParamountSports.com. Lee, always appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. Lee Sterling, call him if you want the Vikings game. He'll make that his game of the week, and he'll give it to you for free if you want it. Vikings favored on Sunday Night Football by 3 over the Falcons. Lee Sterling says that's his game of the week for the pick. 800-400-9741 is how you get hooked up with Lee. First 10 callers from the Nate Brown Show in South Dakota gets that game for free. So first 10, be quick. 800-400-9741 if you want Lee Sterling's free pick on the Vikings and Falcons for Sunday night. Coming right back on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. So there's a sports story that came out last couple of days. It's what I like about social media and still what I hate about social media. We'll get into it coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors. The customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the wintertime, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors. The customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I see new models of stand-up and teardrop campers on your lot.
Yes, you do. We're proud to feature the new SGC Armor line of campers from Bontrager Outdoors. Bang for the buck, there's just nothing out there like these new super cool Armor campers and Bontrager teardrops.
And the suspension these campers have? Wow, so impressive.
All our campers come standard with the off-road package. Bontrager and Armor just ramped boondocking up another notch. And right now, you'll get the best price all year on these 2026 ultra-light, ultra-beefy, option-loaded campers and teardrops.
You gotta check out these new look campers, people. The new designs are fantastic, and so many options for their size.
And so many options for towing. No need for a diesel or a big truck. These only weigh around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, so they can be towed by almost any rig.
Check out these new 2026 Bontrager and SGC Armor campers, everyone. See AnytimeAnytime.com, and as always at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
This is the Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to the Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Thanks for being here, making the show possible. We appreciate you. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, also on X. Stream us there, at Nate Brown Show. Find us on X if you're on the app, at Nate Brown Show. Follow the show, watch us live on your phone. Also YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. Got a few more subscribers today. So subscribe to the channel, The Nate Brown Show, and you've got us on YouTube. Also streaming on Midwest Sports Plus. So you got this show wherever you get us. We appreciate it. Coming up, Rob Keighron live in studio. National radio host Rob Keighron joins us each week. He's in on a Wednesday. Coming up with Rob straight ahead. Okay, Craig Mattick's coming up next, so hang on. East River meets West River with Craig Mattick, the weekly hitter, SDPB Sports. Craig's on tap. A lot to discuss with Craig. I'm going to get into this really quick. So if you've been listening to the show this year, maybe you're new, maybe you're in and out, we started the South Dakota Power 5 high school football poll this year. And so we're teaming up with Midwest Sports Plus and Matt Kearney, our guy who does a great job producing this show, and great high school sports guy. We've all teamed up to do the South Dakota Power 5 high school football poll. It's for discussion. It's for fun. It's to bring more people into the conversation with media voters, former coaches voting from across the state. So we're trying to give an accurate picture of who are the best teams in South Dakota, discussion points, have a little fun, and the teams enjoy it. Coaches I've talked to, they're enjoying it. So we started the Power 5 poll. I vote in the Power 5 poll. I used to vote in the media poll, and then it got a little, but so I vote in the Power 5 poll, and here's how I vote. I take quite a bit of time. My wife's even looking at me. I'm sitting here on my phone and scrolling, and I'm looking at this team and that team and wondering who I should put where. I'm not a 9-man football expert, so I'm trying to get some knowledge and do some research on games and who did what. So I take quite a bit of time to vote each week in the Power 5 poll in South Dakota because you shouldn't be screwing around with it. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. So I take time to figure out who I should vote. That doesn't mean I get it right. Everybody has their own opinions. That's why you have a poll. But there's a story out in college football in the last couple of days. The Associated Press does their own college football poll, right? So it's the AP Top 25. This is a legendary poll. This has been going on for a long time. A ton of voters. It's the AP Top 25. So when I say AP Top 25, that's a big brand. That's going to be like the Power 5 poll in 2 years. Anyway, so that's a big brand. And an AP college football voter is getting hit today because she seems like she didn't take her time and do her homework. They released the votes of the voters. She voted for teams that got beat and moved them up. So they got beat and moved them up, namely like Florida. Florida in her poll moved up to number 14 after losing to South Florida. So this AP voter, I'm not going to name her name. She's just getting hit enough on social media. South Florida's not even in her top 25. And so then she's been trying to say, well, I'm not going to take you into the process and how I do it, but I stay up late and then I get up early and I try and put my votes in. Here's the thing. I like social media from the aspect that it gives us some great content, some instant access, some insight into sports, personalities, and votes in this case. But I don't like the social media where everybody has piled on. I think she's done a bad job. I think we can say that. It doesn't seem like she took it serious. We've seen that in the Power 5 poll. Not very many people, but one or two. So it happens. But I don't think you need to put it out on social media. This person is the worst voter in the history of college football. Yet, hey, it's not that hard to take your time and vote appropriately. She is a professional college football writer. If you get to vote in the AP Top 25, you have to do a better job. Social media can be bad. In this case, everybody piles on. I hope she can come out of it. She's got to do a better job. It looks like there was other teams she moved up. They also lost. It's like, what are you doing? It happens. It shouldn't happen. Do some homework. That is your job. Now, the reason I don't like social media pile on, there's people that do bad jobs all across the state here. We don't get into, hey, you've done a bad job, Larry. You're really bad at that. And then we publicize it. That's where the media gets hit. She needs to do better. Take notes from me on the Power 5 poll voting process. Take Take it serious. Craig Mattick's one of our voters. SDPB Sports. Craig Mattick, my next guest, coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Hey, Sioux Falls sports fans, there's a great new sports bar in Sioux Falls, Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar on West Russell Street in the Ramada Water Park Hotel. If you want to watch games, UFC, they've got it, wall-to-wall TVs, and the best part, great food. Gourmet pizza at Boston's, tons of wing options, great burgers, and a lot more. Bring the family, bring the team, bring your crew to the new Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar in Sioux Falls on West Russell Street. Plus, you can order online for lunch or dinner. Just go to bostons.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care. At participating stores.
If you want the peace of mind that your next pre-owned vehicle is the best it can be, you want Honda True. And you only find it at Danny Manholt Rushmore Honda. Our Honda certified pre-owned vehicles are thoroughly inspected and backed by 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, up to 2 complimentary oil changes, 24/7 roadside assistance, inspection report, and 3-day exchange. You simply can't buy the wrong vehicle. Search our inventory at honda-true.com or see us at Denny Manholt Rushmore Honda.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
It's a triple header of high school football action this weekend on Fox Sports Rapid City. The Rapid City Christian Comets return home to face Del Rapids Friday evening at 5:30. Then on Saturday, it's coverage of the 33rd Annual Rushmore Bowl as Rapid City Central battles Harrisburg at 2, followed by Rapid City Stevens and Sturgis at 5. Join Dean Gurr and me, Jerome Wickersham, for the pregame shows Friday at 5:15 and Saturday at 1:45. Don't miss high school football action this weekend right here on Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hey golfers, have you experienced Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club? Golf Digest ranked Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club the #1 public course in South Dakota. Off exit 17 in Spearfish, Elkhorn Ridge offers a golfing experience second to none. Play their 18-hole championship layout with your buddies. Stop into Miller Creek Pub for some drinks, or bring the family out for lunch and try out the new putting green right below Miller Creek Pub. Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club has it all. Book your next tee time at elkhornridgeresort.com.
Hi, I'm Bill at Wire for USA. If you're looking for internet, TV, security systems, or cell booster systems, why would you look at a company that only gives you one choice for each of these systems? Wire for USA offers it all. Viasat, Hughes, CenturyLink, Dish TV, DirecTV, Wilson Cell Booster Systems, and now Starlink and Equistar Internet Systems. Starlink and Equistar are the newest, the fastest, and the strongest satellite internet made. No limit, no contract. Wire for USA has it. Call 605-341-5361. Whatever your home or business needs are, call Wire for USA for the products and the service. You don't need training wheels with our system. Connect to the future with Wire for USA at 605-341-5361. We are hometown, we are South Dakota, and we do appreciate your business. 605-341-5361. See us at our new location, 710 North LaCrosse Street in Rapid City.
One more time.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Glad you're here. I always say it's always a great day in South Dakota. It still is a tough day, a world full of violence. I always say on this show, I talk sports. You come here for sports, a breather, some laid-back stuff, some fun. We always try and do that. So, tough day, violence everywhere, just terrible stuff. The Nate Brown Show is on. We're going to talk South Dakota sports, and we've got Rob Keighron is coming in. So thanks for making us part of your day and making the show possible. South Dakota Sports Talk Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Rob Keighron coming in this hour as our guest host on a Wednesday. We're off tomorrow, so we thought we better get Rob in here today. A lot to hit on a Wednesday. Craig Mattick's also back on East River meets West River. It is Craig Mattick, SDPB Sports, longtime Sioux Falls broadcaster. Craig, good to have you. I got to ask you right out of the gate, Sunday Night Football, Minnesota Vikings, are you ready?
I will be. I'll be there. It'll be fun watching former Viking Kirk Cousins come back as an Atlanta Falcon. Will he get a chance to play? Well, I don't know.
Oh.
And then J.J. McCarthy, what he did with the Bears in the fourth quarter last week. There's going to be a lot of excitement. It's going to be a lot of fun coming up Sunday night.
Why did you have to be so snarky with Kirk Cousins? I could just hear that in your voice.
I like Kirk Cousins. I liked him. I wish him all the best, except when he's up against the Vikings. But he's the richest backup quarterback in the league, no doubt.
He is doing okay. I will say that. Michael Penix and the Falcons coming in. Craig Mattick, the Vikings season ticket holder, is on his way to Minneapolis for Sunday Night Football. Hey, so you get to go to U.S. Bank Stadium. I have not been yet. And so I'm going to go there. My brother's a Vikings fan. I've been telling him I got to get you there. I mean, we just have to do this. And I've been told by some Vikings fans here, it's just a great stadium. So I have to get there. How much do you love U.S. Bank Stadium, the dome, you're indoors, you know how cold it is in Minnesota? I ask this because my Denver Broncos have unveiled their new stadium plans. They're not going to go dome, but they are going to go retractable roof that they can close in Denver in bad weather. I love it. Am I right?
I like retractable roofs. I mean, they're really, really expensive. Really expensive. It would be great to have one in Minnesota, but the way they got it, they can open up those. They got 3 or 4 of those huge doors that they open up on the west side of the stadium. I'm not saying it causes wind gusts or anything like that, but just the feeling of the temperature and especially the roof of U.S. Bank Stadium. When the sun is beating in, you're feeling it, and you better have your shades and a hat on. Otherwise, you're going to get blinded. It's fun. I enjoy it. I kind of like the night games better. There's just a different feeling when it's a night game at U.S. Bank. But yeah, you need to get there, and if you're, you did say is your brother-in-law?
Yeah, my brother. Brother.
Oh, brother. Okay, well, if there's tension between you two and he won't take you Sunday, I will take you there, and you and I can have a good time at U.S. Bank Stadium.
Okay, I just got to get to a Vikings game. I got to take my brother. I am a Vikings supporter because of my brother. I'm a Broncos homer. I'm a Vikings supporter. Craig Mattick, last one on the Vikes. Are you more encouraged by what you saw at the end or less encouraged for the season by what you saw in the first 3 quarters Monday?
First 3 quarters, I was pretty nervous. I thought he would look a little better, but what I saw in the fourth quarter, and, it may speak more of how the Bears are going to be. They kind of fell on their face in that fourth quarter, but, for the Vikings to come back and win the way they did, you know what? It's the old saying, one game at a time, and you can't just give up after 3 quarters.
All right, Craig Mattick is on tonight, SDPB Sports. Let's go to some high school football stuff. What should we think about Sioux Falls Lincoln? They put up 50 on O'Gorman. I mean, they blew away Rapid City Stevens as well in a blowout, and then now they put up 50 against O'Gorman. Sioux Falls Lincoln is telling me they might run the table.
There's a chance, although I still like Brandon Valley. I also like Harrisburg. Don't count Jefferson out as well. O'Gorman they just don't have all the horses you need when you're going up against a team like Lincoln.
They beat Harrisburg though. O'Gorman did.
Yeah, well, they did, but the point is that when you look matchup to matchup with personnel, the bigger schools are going to have a few more personnel than O'Gorman, and O'Gorman, they are still good. It wouldn't surprise me though they still make it to the semifinals.
Okay, Sioux Falls Lincoln. I asked my audience the question of the day: should we think Sioux Falls Lincoln is going to go undefeated? Is that a crazy statement right now? 2 games in.
No, No, not at all. I don't think it's crazy at all. When you're playing that well this early in the season, that tells you something about your football program. When that offense is clicking like that, you got to go, oh, watch out. I mean, we got 8 weeks yet before the Dome. A lot can happen, but Lincoln is looking really good right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen a start like that in a while. Craig Mattick is in SDPB Sports. By the way, I was talking Sanford International Golf earlier tonight. This is a great Sioux Falls sports event. How big is it in Sioux Falls?
Well, for the golf folks in town, and, this is a big golf town. All the golf courses that we have around here, a brand-new private golf club just opened up. There are a lot of golf fans, and they like to go watch some of the senior players when they're in town, whether it's the John Daly or Rocco Mediate or, name the guys that you used to watch maybe when you were 20 years younger, and they're coming to Sioux Falls. It is a full field.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many they bring to Sioux Falls. Of course, they try to make the purse high enough where they all want to get here. The weather normally isn't too bad, come September for them. But, yeah, this is big. They'll have some nice crowds here the rest of the week.
Sanford International getting going at Minnehaha Country Club. Huge event in Sioux Falls. I think people kind of put it off the radar as like a major sports event. That's a major sports event that South Dakota gets on a national scale. Some top players on the Champions Tour playing in Sioux Falls this week. Okay, last one. If you go to a baseball game and you miss catching the ball, but then you end up getting the ball, do you give it to a kid no matter what, Craig Mattick?
Well, I'm going to find the Keighron from Philadelphia and give it to her because I don't want her coming after me.
What would you have done if Keighron came after you? What would you have done if you had that?
That is a great question. I hopefully would have said, go away and go buy a ball. This one is going to be for my boy.
I don't know if she looked tough.
You see the look of his face, though? The look of the guy's face.
Oh, he's stunned.
He got stunned, and it's like, okay. And us in the Midwest, we don't want to make any scenes or anything. We're all nicey nice, and I'd say, here, I'll buy you a ball. Just let my boy have this one. We'll
Seriously, that was something this week. So I had to admit, if my kids are not with me, as an adult, I'm giving that ball up. But I have had listeners say, if it's like a Shohei Ohtani home run ball or some like special deal like Aaron Judge or something like this, they're not giving it to a kid, they said. You agree with that?
Yeah, I'll buy my kid a ball. If they complain, I'll buy him one.
All right. Craig Mattick, as tough as they come. SDPB Sports, live in Sioux Falls. Always good to have you. In Play's getting going. Fall sports is here.
Yeah, I tell you what, In Play is ready to go, and I gave you a little bit of a clue here a couple of weeks ago. I believe it'll be released next week, but conversation with the great Billy Mills coming up on In Play here within the next week, and there are 3 storylines there that you have to listen to. Billy just turned 87. In fact, he's going to be in Spearfish and in Rapid City here in the next week. There's a big book show going on, so Billy Mills will be back in the state coming up in the next 10 days.
Excellent. Billy Mills on Craig Mattick's podcast. It's called In Play on SDPB Sports. Craig, enjoy the week. Thanks a lot.
All right, Nate. See you.
Thanks a lot. Craig Mattick on tonight. SDPB Sports, longtime Sioux Falls sports broadcaster. We call it East River meets West River on the Nate Brown Show. And we call this Rob Keighron time. On a Wednesday? Yeah, we're off tomorrow. So Rob Keighron's in today. A lot to discuss with Rob Keighron, including J.J. McCarthy. Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
You've seen him on the bag. Now follow him online. It's Lofi, Country Hearts mascot. And not only is he a cute little slice, he adds a bit of fun to Fridays. Follow Lofi on Facebook for Free Bread Fridays. Each week his posts may include a kid-friendly coloring page, a fun bit of trivia, or one of his famous dad jokes. Jokes may be stale, but his bread is always fresh. Just like his post each week for a chance to win a coupon for a free Country Hearth product. Join the party with Country Hearth and Lofi on Facebook.com/CountryHearthBreads. Because when the bread is free, the fun rises.
Tackle your heating or cooling project with confidence and save big money with help from Menards. Lower your home's energy bills and keep your HVAC system running efficiently by upgrading your heating and cooling system with new ductwork and accessories. Shop our complete line of ductwork products that will meet your heating and cooling needs in-store and Menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer for great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
What makes a credit union different from a bank? At Highmark Credit Union, it starts with you. We're member-owned, not shareholder-driven. That means our earnings go back to you through better rates, lower fees, and personal service. Unlike big banks, we put people first. You're not just an account number, you're part of a community. Highmark Credit Union. Local, personal, and here for you. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Slight chance for storms. Tonight, otherwise partly cloudy. Lows around 65. Southerly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times again. Tomorrow, chance of thunderstorms. Daytime highs approaching 91. Mainly cloudy. Tomorrow night, lows level off around 62. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 87.
As summer winds down, the savings are just heating up at Spearfish Motors. We've stocked up on pre-owned trucks, from hard-working heavy-duty diesels to light-duty pickups that fit every budget. Need an SUV for your fall adventures? We've got a great selection. Every size, every budget, and price below market. All locally sourced, locally trusted, and backed by the hometown team you know. Don't let summer end without a great deal. Visit Spearfish Motors today or shop anytime at spearfishmotors.com.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome back in. It is the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. I always say thanks for making this show possible. You guys do, and all of our sponsors. Rob Keighron is in the studio tonight, presented by the Skybox, Rapid City's #1 place for sports, right above the Firehouse, downtown Main Street, Rapid City. Football season's underway. Well, I got a little secret to tell everybody, Rob, as you come in here. We're off tomorrow, so we're putting Rob Keighron on a Wednesday. You had golf today. I mean, you get to do the Nate Brown Show. This is amazing. I mean, you got the life. And I got a little secret, though. I'm sitting here watching Monday Night Football, and we're struggling. The Vikings are struggling. And I almost put this on Twitter. I almost put it, but I thought I better be careful. And I get a text from my friend Rob Keighron after the pick six. You Vikings fans may have seen that Monday night. Pick six. And I hadn't heard from anything from you. I was waiting. And then I get this. JJ just threw a touchdown. Now, why? Why?
Okay, so when you say I like to troll Vikings fans, I actually don't like to do that. It's not my intention. I don't mind trolling you once in a while, though, because you're my friend.
Okay, that was a good one. And then we come back in the fourth quarter.
I got very quiet all of a sudden.
I didn't hear anything.
Crickets is what we'd call it.
I didn't hear anything. I was like, hey, how about JJ now threw a couple more touchdown passes? Okay. We're going to get into that. Let's get into the topic generally. Week 1's in the books. It's overreaction time. So, Rob Keighron, who should feel the best after Week 1?
I think there are a few candidates for this. You mentioned that we might talk about this today, Nate, and I think there are definitely a few teams that could be candidates for this. I think the obvious answer, particularly in this part of the country, based on what you and I have discussed, is the Packers, probably. I don't actually think that's the answer. I think they're up there for sure. That's one of the choices. And the reason I would say that's not the one is because I think Detroit looked awful, right? So Green Bay looked very good in the game, but they played a team that did not look very good at all and kind of alarmingly did not look very good. Maybe that's, you lose both coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators, and maybe there is, a real tangible effect on that. I think there is one clear answer on this, and I think it's the team that traveled the furthest to go get a win in Week 1. I think it's the team that went all the way to Brazil to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
I think it's the Los Angeles Chargers, and here's why I'm going to say it. Yeah, I think there may be an element of Kansas City is going to be on the decline a bit, but I think the story is how good Justin Herbert looked, right? If you remember their playoff game where Herbert threw like 4 interceptions against the Texans, right? Now Herbert goes down there and beats Kansas City and beats them pretty well. I know it was a close game, but Herbert, in my mind, and I'm a big Herbert guy, you know this, that was the best game he's played in the NFL since he started his career. And he did it against a team that they traditionally have struggled against in Kansas City. And I really felt like maybe, Harbaugh now really making this his team. They found a way to play well in all facets of the game and beat a team that we talked a lot about in the preseason. Kansas City, at the very least, seemed motivated to make up for their terrible performance in the Super Bowl. Well, the Chargers really beat them and beat them well.
Guess what? Chargers did fine. They're going to come crashing back down to earth as the Chargers. They beat a Chiefs team that's going to get beat by more teams. Just wait, including, I think, my Broncos, if they can figure it out. We'll see. So Chargers, I don't love that. I'm gonna put Packers up there. You know what else I'm gonna put up there? Who should feel really good? That team with a rookie quarterback in his debut, got down, came all the way back. They won. They were rallying around the guy. The positivity, the culture. They won on the road in Chicago, a division game. The Vikings should feel good about that.
I get your point, and I think it's fair because I have to give, I kill the Vikings. I kill their quarterback situations all the time. I got to give you credit, right? McCarthy looked great. Not good. He looked great in the fourth quarter. I'm being fair, guys,
that?
Right?
Can he do that? I mean, maybe not that rating, but can he be close to that?
The only reason I picked the Chargers over, say, the Vikings is the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Let's be fair now. The Vikings beat the Bears.
But neutral site.
In fairness, Caleb Williams looked terrible in the second half, right? He did not look good.
I don't get that guy.
He missed a lot.
I don't get that guy.
And I'm on your side on that one. He missed a lot of open looks. And so if I'm knocking the Vikings, and again, they should feel good. I don't disagree with you. They're right up there. The reason I didn't pick them is you beat a very inferior team that did not look good at home in the second half. That looked kind of discombobulated.
Okay, some people still think the Bears are going to be pretty good. I'm not one of them.
After what I saw on Monday night, I can't say I have any confidence in the Chicago Bears right now.
Okay, so some people have texted in saying, hey, the Bears are going to be pretty good, so the Vikings did fine. The reason I say the Vikings, it's not just J.J. McCarthy, but the defense. After the first drive, after the first drive in the first quarter, the defense looked good. Secondary, I'm still a little shaky, so watch out. But I'm still encouraged by the Vikes. I say they feel good. Rob Keighron in studio on the Nate Brown Show. We give you the best feel. How about the worst feel? This is the best part. Worst feel after week one for a fan base and for a team.
I mean, this is the obvious one, right? Like, we can't possibly disagree on this one.
I don't know if this is the obvious one. I hope you're not going to say who I think you're going to say.
There's no way we could disagree on this one.
Okay.
It's the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, I was there. All right. I thought you were going to hit me for, how about your Broncos?
No. You won the game. You can't go crazy if you win the game.
Even though
they look bad, and Bo did not look good, but he's going to have a bad game. Here's what you love about that. He had a terrible game. He was awful in the game, and you won the game.
Well, the defense is outstanding.
Okay, but in the course of a season, in the course of a career, sometimes you need to find ways to win games that you wouldn't expect to win based on your performance, right? And you did exactly that this week. So, if I were a Broncos fan, I would not be. He's not going to be that bad again next week.
Well, okay, let's hope not. I'm still worried about the Broncos. I'm not buying the Sean Payton Super Bowl or bust here.
Well,
Sorry.
And I get that, but after what you saw with Kansas City, you'd have to say that you have every opportunity this year to win this division.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
They could be in the mix, and I think the AFC West is up for grabs. So your pick was mine. We didn't write them down. We didn't. It has to be the Dolphins. I don't know. I don't know if the Colts are better than we think. But Daniel Jones had his best first half ever, and you had him in New York for all those years, and he didn't play that good.
You want to talk about true misery? Have two games go on at the same time. The Giants, whose defense played fairly well, I'd say, against Washington, but offensively, your boy did nothing for my team.
Don't blame him.
The line was bad,
Yes,
but he did nothing. He did nothing in the game. Russell Wilson did nothing. And so I have, how I love to watch it. I have 2 big TVs. I have 8 screens, 4 and 4. I watch all the games at the same time, and I literally had it set up where the Giant game was top left corner, the Colt game was top right corner, and I'm watching Daniel Jones just throw the ball down the field and just, be lights out.
What
basically.
did the Dolphins? Where did the Dolphins go? I don't know if this is a Mike McDaniel. The Dolphins were okay last year, and they're going to be like that.
Here's what if I were a Dolphin fan watching that game, why I think you'd be the most miserable and the most trouble, however you phrased it, Nate. You only had like 212 yards offense in Indianapolis. You were down 30-0 with like 7 minutes to go in the game. Tyreek Hill's on the side pouting, basically fighting with everyone. Yep. McDaniel looks completely lost. The guru, the genius offensive guy that he is, they couldn't move the ball. Again, I'm not saying the Colts might not be a little bit better, but you couldn't move the ball against the Colts. If I were a Dolphin fan, I'd be really, really worried that this season's going to go off the rails quickly.
I couldn't pick out any other team. When I put this together, let's pick who should feel the best, who should feel the worst. I don't think there's any other, because you can't say the Titans. That's a rookie QB. I know they're going to be bad. You can't say the Browns, who almost beat the Bengals again. They give them great games. I don't think there's really anybody out there going, hey, we were really, really bad. Anybody else?
The Panthers, right? Bryce Young, who played well in the second half of last season, looked terrible against Jacksonville.
But you expected Panthers to be bad. Dolphins, I think, expected, hey, we were in the mix last year, and then you fall off the cliff in week 1. That's my read. You give me yours. 605-720-1067 is the text line if you want to text in. Who should feel the worst after week 1? That's what I want from you. Not the best drinking the Kool-Aid. Who should feel the worst after week 1 of the NFL? Listener text coming in. Not Rob's Giants.
But what did I expect from the Giants? Like, first of all, I'm going against a team that was in the NFC Championship game. I'm going on the road to play them. Jaden Daniels, I'd argue, is second or third best quarterback in the NFC. I think that's a fair thing.
Yeah,
you may not. Okay, we at least agree on that. And I have Russell Wilson, who I don't hate. I know you love him. I didn't expect a whole lot going into that game. So do I feel like we're in trouble? Yeah, but if I were a Dolphin fan, I felt like at the very least we were a 7, 8, 9 win team, and now I think we could be a 3 or 4 win team.
Here's where you should be worried as a Giants fan. Your guy Malik Neighbors and Brian Daboll, that's not good. They're not on the same page. They got problems.
Yeah.
And that's the star wide receiver in Brian Daboll. You already got drama in week 1 in New York.
And you know what that means, though, right? Let's be fair. Russell Wilson is not long for the job.
So Malik's going to get him fired. Okay.
Well, I think, if let's just say we lose in Dallas this weekend, which I think we probably will, and then we go home for a home opener against the Chiefs on a Sunday night, and the Chiefs might be 0-2, folks, because they could lose at home to Philadelphia, and we go lose to the Chiefs again. Sorry, Russ. Goodbye. We're giving Jackson Dart a chance.
So after 3, that would be
if we're 0-3, I will put any money you want on it that Jackson Dart is the starter.
Okay, Rob Keighron will be here after 3 games. That's coming up soon. Taking a quick time out. Rob Keighron in studio on the Nate Brown Show, presented by the Skybox, downtown Rapid City. Rapid City's #1 place and our #1 place to watch football. There's this AP college football voter. I mentioned her in the first hour. How big of a story is it? We'll react coming up.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the wintertime, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
Have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
And 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 to the bid, 20 bomb, 50, money, get 250 here, no 75, 275, now 3.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company. We can turn your property to cash. We can sell your personal property and your real estate at auction. A family business for 64 years and counting. We've sold several millions of dollars in property over the years. We're happy to consult with you on your auction plans. Let our selling experience work for you. Call McPherson Auction, 605-348-1369. Visit us on our web at McPhersonAuction.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Radio, The Nate Brown Show. Thanks for being here. Rob Keighron's here. I appreciate that on a Wednesday. We're off tomorrow, so Rob Keighron is in tonight. Rob Keighron's appearance presented by Skybox, downtown Rapid City. Can you believe that? Your appearance on the Nate Brown Show? I mean, that's big time. We only get them once a week, and we're lucky. It's brought to you by the Skybox, our number one place for sports. It's a great place to watch sports, I'm telling you. Firehouse beers, Firehouse nachos, burgers, right above the Firehouse, downtown Main Street. Football season is on. If you haven't watched games at the Skybox, that's the place in Rapid City, by far, by far. There's imitators. Nobody like it. Okay, let me get to this story, which I think's kind of inside trading. It's kind of insider trading. I'm trying to. What I mean by that is, does the public care about this? I think there's an element that they do. So the AP Top 25 poll is a real poll.
Absolutely.
That's a strong brand.
Yep.
In college football, you think AP Top 25? I look at that, I'm like, man, the AP's been around forever. They got a bunch of voters. These guys are pros. And so I look at the AP Top 25. It's not like, oh, who do they put here or there? I maybe don't start looking until later. Nonetheless, it's a big poll. Story comes out last couple of days. One of the voters voted for teams that lost. She moved them up. She didn't move the teams that beat them into the top 25. And she voted for other teams that also lost. I think she ended up voting for 3 teams in the top 25 that lost and either moved them up or kept them there and did not move the other teams anywhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, she's getting hit hard on social media. I said I like social media in some aspects of her life and all the information we get and all that stuff. I get it. She's also getting hit and saying, I can't believe you do this. And so here's a bad moment. Is this a big story? An AP voter maybe clueless or just not putting in the work?
So, Nate, I'm kind of torn on this one because I don't think it's a huge story because I don't think the AP voting has the same kind of influence it used to. You know, particularly now going to this playoff, right, with the computers that work on it, the committee that works on it, the way that they rank these people where it will start coming out week after week, I think after week 7 or so.
It's still influence.
It's influence for sure. Where I do think it's a story is, you know, folks, the Heisman, right? Like when they vote for the Heisman, there's something like between 500 and 1,000 people who vote for the Heisman. It's an insane amount.
Yes,
I know voters, you know people who actually vote for the Heisman. The AP Vote Weekly only has 62 voters. I made sure that I got this information accurate this afternoon. 62 voters. For you to be that far off with the way that the public is watching these games, I think it's a big enough story in the sense that this person probably doesn't deserve a vote. Let's be fair, right? Like,
so that's the thing. Like, put in the homework. I vote in high school football, okay? I'm not an expert, but we do our Power 5 poll here. Matt Kearney sends me the deal. Here it is. I spent some time on this. I don't just run through it and guess. I feel like she just was like, guess. It's one thing to get one team wrong. She got a few.
She got a bunch. Like, she had Clemson number 5 in week 2 after they had already lost to LSU. Then Clemson beats Troy, not very well. I think only by like 11 points, and she dropped them from 5 to 23.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, I got all of these things. Like, she had Alabama 11 in week 2 after they had lost their first game. They beat University of Louisiana Monroe 73-0.
Yes.
She dropped them from 11 to 17. What did they do? Like,
or what did somebody else do? Not much. Like, week 2 wasn't much.
She had like.
The one was
Iowa
Florida.
State.
It was the one was Florida.
For sure.
She moved up.
Yep.
She moved the Gators up to 14. They lost to South Florida. South Florida's not in her top 25.
Yep, absolutely.
So that one right there is like, that's what got the attention of all these social media warriors. They go, wait, this girl here, AP college voter, she doesn't know what she's doing.
She had Kansas State ahead of Iowa State after Iowa State had beat Kansas State in Ireland.
So what should we do? I mean, like I said, maybe she just shouldn't be a voter. I don't like taking people and just absolutely ending their career after one moment like this. I don't like that.
No, and I don't necessarily think that there's a strict correlation, Nate, between voting for these things and being a journalist. I think you could cover a team or a region or a conference still very well, and because you're not putting the time in or not putting the energy or the work into actually looking at all the rest of the games and the results and paying attention to, I think you could be a bad voter and still a good journalist. I wouldn't end this person's career. I just don't think this person is qualified to vote week in and week out.
It doesn't seem like it, and I can't figure it out because she tried defending herself on some show or something. It's like, I'm not going to take you inside the process of what I do. I just kind of do stuff, and I'm up late at a game, and then I get up early because we have to submit the votes early, and so it's like, I think you guessed, or, I mean, what do you think happened? What do you think happened here?
Yeah, I think complete guessing, not necessarily even paying attention to the results. Like, I don't think you can make these egregious of mistakes without having... Even if you looked at the scores on the ESPN app, you would do a little bit better than what she had produced, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that we'd have to agree with, right?
Like, we just went over the games. Okay, probably move Florida out.
Yeah.
Not up.
You can't move them up after they had a terrible loss to a team that's seriously inferior to them.
Lister text coming in on the AP poll and this voter getting hit this week. there shouldn't be any voting on the AP Top 25 till halfway through the season. It's just a popularity contest till halfway. So he's saying, like, you're just guessing, and then there's influence. So if you're highly ranked at the start, you can lose, and then it'll still benefit you because you were highly ranked at the start, and you won't fall very far, and then you can get back up there by the end.
And I think that text person is absolutely right. I don't think it's an accurate representation of where these teams are, particularly when you have preseason polls. We haven't watched these teams play, even more so nowadays with the portal and how many players transfer back and forth. I don't know what these teams are yet, but let's be fair. Sports is also about entertainment, right? And when you put a game on Saturday night at 8 o'clock on ESPN or 7:30 on ABC, or you put a game on Saturday, big noon, or 10 a.m. here in Rapid City, or 11 a.m. out on the east of South Dakota, you want to see matchups, right? It's interesting to say number 1 Texas
you have to.
versus number 3 Ohio State.
The discussion points.
It is entertainment, folks, right? And so that makes for a better story to have these actual rankings.
It's interesting. She was clueless. I don't know what happened. I wonder if she'll keep on voting. Stay tuned to that voter. Now she's going to get looked at because they publish these votes. She's going to get looked at closely.
And actually, I think that's one of the best things about this is I didn't realize in the past that they would put out how exactly they ranked.
I love that.
If you want to vote, we absolutely should see how you vote.
Yeah, I love that. Should we do that on the Power 5 poll? Matt Kearney, he puts the Power 5 poll together. Should we release our votes?
I saw Rapid City Central got a vote in. Didn't it say like also receiving a vote?
Yes.
They did lose this past week, did they not?
They did lose.
I'd like to find out who that voter is.
I'm supporting the Cobblers. I did not vote for them.
Is it Matt Kearney? Is Matt Kearney the secret Rapid City Central voter? I'm staring him down. He's giving me the no, folks.
Now let's not end his career like this AP college football writer. NFL picks for week 2. Week 2, we've got some games. I said, hey, Rob Keighron, let's do some NFL picks. We've done it every week during the season. We've got 4 games. We'll make our picks against the spread next.
This is South Dakota's Sports.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share. To revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number 1. So you can always be their number 1. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number 1 hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the wintertime, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
starting a business, getting married, buying a house, growing your family? Have you taken steps to protect your family's financial future? Don't let life insurance be the thing that slides. It can help your family during difficult times. Lee Cruz with New York Life Insurance Company can help you get started. He's local and will help you find the right policy to fit your needs and budget. You can Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. That's Lee Cruz New York Life. Protect your family.
The countdown is on at Spearfish Motors. We're closing out the last of our 2025 models. Find incredible discounts on 25 GMC 1500 with total savings up to $7,250, or drive home a brand new 25 Sierra HD starting at just $52,630. Shop a great selection of GMC Canyon, Terrain, Acadia, or Yukon. But hurry, this limited inventory won't last long. Spearfish GMC Cadillac, locally trusted and always online at spearfishmotors.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show, live Fox Sports Radio special edition on a Wednesday with Rob Keighron, live at Studio National Radio host, and, of course, Nate Brown Show extraordinaire every week talking NFL. Rapid City's number one place for sports is the Skybox. I don't just say that. We go there a lot. It's a great place. Right above the firehouse downtown. Every game is on. The deals are in. You want college and NFL football? The Jacks, the Yotes, they've got it all. Huskers, it's on at the Skybox above the firehouse downtown, Main Street, Rapid City. All right, we're back for week 2 in the NFL. We started our NFL kickoff show last week, and now we've got week 2. We have not, we've made our picks for the season. How do you feel about my Ravens pick? I'm hanging with the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. That Sunday night thing was a disaster. Josh Allen, my guy, I was rooting for him. Ravens are still the best. Do you feel okay with that?
I would be worried if I were a Ravens fan.
You would be worried.
And I'd be worried if I were you. Yeah, because they can't seem to win these big games. Nate, 277 times a team has scored 40 points and had 230 yards rushing, and they've won every single time until Sunday night when the Ravens had exactly that and lost the game.
And it was the scoregami. It happens. The Ravens are the best team. But let's go to week 2 and get our picks. NFL picks, week 2. We're going to do it every week on the Nate Brown Show. Pick some highlight games. Let's go tomorrow night. Washington at Green Bay. The Packers came out great in week 1. Favored by 3.5 against the Commanders.
Very tough game, Nate. This is a fascinating game. A lot of Thursday night games we know are clunkers. This is a great matchup, right? Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love.
Really good.
Washington won, beat my Giants pretty easily. Green Bay really manhandled Detroit. I love this matchup. I think it's a fascinating game, like I said. You know how much I love Jaden Daniels. I think this is going to be a tough game for Washington to go into Green Bay on a short week. But I don't love the spread.
I don't either.
I don't love that hook. Right?
I don't love it either.
I think this is a tight game. Yeah, I think this game could absolutely go either way. Washington's defense played very well against, again, an inferior Giants team. I think this can be a defensive battle. I think the quarterbacks will make some plays. I'm not sure who wins the game, but I'm taking the 3.5 because I don't like that hook. I'm going to take Washington plus 3.5.
You are. I'm going to take the easy way out, Green Bay money line. Probably not a lot of value if you're looking at value at BetMGM Sportsbook, but I'm going to take Green Bay money line. Just too scared by it. I think it's tight tomorrow. Broncos are at the Colts. The world beater Colts. Broncos favored by 2. I'm going to spin this one. The Broncos will win and cover that. I like it. Colts going to come back down to earth. Danny Dimes going to meet a real defense. Broncos -2, not just because I'm a homer. I'm taking it.
I think your best point is Daniel Jones is going to meet a real defense, right? I know the offense did not look very good. Bo Nix did not look very good in that opener. But Daniel Jones having to go against the Broncos defense is a lot different than going against the Miami team that basically quit on the game. I mean, really, and Jones played well, so I'm not gonna knock him too much. But going against a superior defense, what you could argue is a top 5 defense in the league,
you would think,
is a different ball game, and they only have to win by a field goal. I will lay the 2, and I agree with you. Take Denver.
Okay, we're going Broncos -2 NFL picks with Rob Keighron on the Nate Brown Show. How about this Super Bowl rematch? Everybody's heavy on the Eagles. It's just a -1 at BetMGM Sportsbook. Eagles -1. It's at KC. This is the spot where you would normally say the Chiefs show up. So I'm going to go Chiefs in a surprise. Money line, flip it. Chiefs win because I think they're going to show up.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot on the air, Nate. You don't make a lot of money betting against Mahomes and the Chiefs. I did it last Friday with the Chargers. I took a chance. I was successful. Will I do it again? Absolutely will I do it again. I do not trust the Chiefs.
You're going heavy public on the Eagles. You're going public.
I do not believe in the Chiefs right now for 2 reasons. 1, I don't think they have the weapons necessary to win these kind of games. And 2, I thought their defense was very lethargic last week. And the Chargers are good. The Eagles are great. I know the game is at home.
At KC.
I know the game is at home. I think the Eagles are a much superior team. And basically, they only have to win the game. Even if they only win by a point, I get a push. I'm laying the point. I'm taking the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles lose this game.
You did see them play the Cowboys, right? They could have lost to the Cowboys, right?
They could have.
At Philly.
They could have. But they didn't even do a whole lot on offense, and they won that game. They're going to do better this week.
I'm going Chiefs. So, Chiefs money line. They'll just be +1 money line, whatever you want. Sunday night football. Vikings at home against the Falcons. There's the hook again at BetMGM. Has it at Vikings by 3.5. How much value do we have on J.J. McCarthy here? Is he going to play like that? I'm going to barely take the 3.5. I think the Vikings will be ready to roll. J.J. McCarthy will be better throughout the whole game. Maybe not as lights out, but better. Vikings 3.5. I'll take it. Kinda.
This is an interesting rematch, Nate, of the Washington-Michigan National Championship game, Penix and McCarthy, right?
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
So that part to me is intriguing for sure. Similar theme for me is Washington and Green Bay. I don't like that hook. And I get that Minnesota is at home and McCarthy played great in the fourth quarter, but Penix played a pretty good game against Tampa Bay, and really had a chance to win. Another missed field goal by Koo, in that game at home inside. So I'd be a little worried about their kicking game, but I thought Penix played very well in the game, and I think this is a tight game. Wouldn't be shocked at all, folks, if the Vikings won. But I'm going to take the hook because I could see them winning by just 3, and so I want the +3.5 with Atlanta.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You're going to go Washington to keep it that close, +3.5. Falcons to keep it that close, +3.5.
You bet.
Green Bay money line for me. Broncos, Chiefs. I'm going Vikings, 3.5 Sunday night football. Before we run, minute and a half on the Nate Brown Show. We got a minute and a half. You go to Broncos games. I go to Broncos games. New stadium's coming in. Retractable roof. I'm all in. I'm ready. I love it. I'm old. You want to act like you're tough out in the Denver cold?
Yes, because I think that's part of football.
Come on.
I mean, part of football is the elements.
This guy stays in the suite, the penthouse. He stays in the suite during the game, and then he comes down at the last second.
You really just threw me under the bus, right? Just because I like to have a comfortable game-watching experience. Okay, fine, I do, folks. I do. I like staying in a suite and like enjoying a little warmth and a couple of cocktails.
That's right.
But that doesn't mean I don't want to watch the players deal with the elements.
There you go.
And I think that has something to do with football. But I completely understand why they're doing this, right? Denver now becomes a place to get a Super Bowl, right? Denver's a big city. They can absolutely host a Super Bowl and host it very well. And you have to have a retractable roof to be able to do something like that.
You really would want open air.
Of course I want open air. That's the way football is supposed to be played.
I want, as a fan, to experience comfort, enjoy the game. Controlled environment, real football, not worried about wind, snow, all that stuff.
You can do that in a suite, Nate. I'll bring you next time.
Yeah, I know. I went down to find Rob in his seats. I went down to find him. Where is he? He wasn't there. The game was starting. Yeah, cold weather Rob. You heard it here first. Good stuff tonight on a Wednesday. Rob Keighron in on a Wednesday. Great show. Appreciate him stopping by. Presented by the Skybox, Rapid City's number one place for sports. Our number one place, right above the Firehouse, downtown Rapid City. The Nate Brown Show podcast going up right now. Remember, you can download it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. Out. We're off tomorrow. We're back next week.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our local